my opinion has shifted in that I no longer think this is going to be built around Bryce Underwood. For the longest time, for the first couple weeks, it was unleash him, let him cook. Biff Poggi called him Batman. It was like, yes, this offense should run around Batman. But since that, I've shifted my opinion because Bryce Underwood, as of right now, is completing 58% of his passes. That is dead last in the Big Ten for a team. 58%. They rank 14th out of 18 teams in passing yards per game. Bryce Underwood on the season has one big-time throw, and big-time throw is defined by a pass with excellent ball location and timing, generally thrown further down the field and or into a tighter window. That's a PFF stat. So he's got only one of them. It's dead last in the Big Ten of all 18 plus quarterbacks to play. Bryce Underwood is great. He's an athlete. He's very excited. Like, you should be excited for Bryce Underwood for the next 3 years. But as of right now, I think he's an above-average athlete and an average to below-average quarterback. The deep ball doesn't really seem to be connecting. Even the easy stuff, the shallow stuff, the outlet passes, they just feel a lot more difficult than need be right now. They lack a little bit of touch. He's throwing bullet passes everywhere. I'm not selling my Bryce Underwood stock. I believe in this kid. I think he's going to amount to some special things in maize and gold. In blue, maize and blue, excuse me. But as of right now, if Michigan wants to pivot their season and really make a run for this college football playoffs, I don't think it's around Bryce Underwood. I think it's around Justice Haynes. Justice Haynes ranks 4th nationally in rushing yards. He has a 58.9 breakaway percentage. That's ridiculous. 59% breakaway percentage? Like, that's unheard of stuff in college football. He leads the Big Ten in 15-plus yard runs with 9. It feels like every time they give him the ball, he's a threat to just take off. 7.7 yards per rush. It's unbelievable stuff. Yet somehow, despite him averaging 7.7 yards per rush, they rank 11th in the Big Ten with just 20 first downs per game. They aren't relying on this guy enough. And right now it feels like Michigan is at a crossroads. Would they rather have their identity built around Bryce Underwood and prop him up and build for the future? Or do you pivot and say, I think we can make a run at the college football playoffs, a run at the Big Ten, maybe make some noise in the postseason this year? And if that's the case, I'm sorry, it's just not going to be around Bryce Underwood. It's going to be under Justice Haynes with the ball in his hands because it feels like he is a threat to rip off a 50-yard run every single time he touches the ball. There's going to be a large temptation to throw the ball as much as possible against this USC defense that they play on Saturday. They're dogs, ladies and gents. They're dogs to an unranked USC. But USC is allowing 250 passing yards per game. They're not very good through the air on defense. So the temptation is obviously going to be for Bryce Underwood to sit back in the pocket and pick this team apart. I don't know if he's capable of that. And some of that is to do with his lack of receivers. McCulley's kind of breaking out, but other than that, like, Smaj Morgan continues to be a disappointment. Their best weapon on offense is Justice Haynes. It's not Bryce Underwood. If this team's going to find themselves in the postseason and beat Ohio State again and pick up some wins in January, plural, it's going to be because of a defense and it's going to be because of a running game, which Bryce Underwood can be a part of. But my opinion has shifted since week 1. I no longer think it's going to be a part of Bryce Underwood's arm. Like, Bryce Underwood's arm is not going to be the reason that they have all the success, at least for this year. And I'm curious as if the Michigan fans out there are content with this. Are you okay with Bryce Underwood taking somewhat of a backseat and you regressing a little bit in terms of this is now Justice Haynes' offense, right? We threw the car keys back and forth. We're at the bar. Hey, who's going to drive? Who needs to start drinking waters? And we had that debate we didn't really have the debate, but, you know, I know everyone thought it. I was certainly thinking it. All right, who's driving us home today? Is it going to be Bryce Underwood? You need to have a couple waters and get us home? Or is it going to be Justice Haynes? I think the answer has clearly become Justice Haynes over the past couple of weeks. And Saturday, against Wisconsin, it took the offense a little bit to get going. And I think part of that was because they couldn't decide what they wanted to do. Is this the Bryce Underwood show, or is this Justice Haynes offense? Let him cook. I think what has become clear to me, looking at the numbers, the eye test, this offense for Michigan has to be built around Justice Haynes if they want to achieve postseason status. I'm curious to what the Michigan fans think about this. 989-837-6125. Are you content with Bryce Underwood sitting in the passenger seat the rest of the season? It's not that he's uninvolved. You can find ways to get him involved in the run game, because that seems to be a lack of what Michigan has right now. Most of his rushing yards are via scrambles of him just trying to get out of the pocket and get one free. There's not a lot of designed rushes for the kid right now. There can be more of that. That's how he can impact the game. But I think Michigan needs to heavily lean on this rushing attack after 6 weeks of the college football season. That's where I stand on it. 989-837-6125. Are you content with Bryce Underwood taking a backseat to Justice Haynes when it comes to who's in charge of this offense?